What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a great day. I'm about to go outside and avoid everyone. I really need a haircut. I almost left without giving you guys a cold start. Thankfully, I remembered. Now, if I could just get my garage door to close. Okay, let's go. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for coming to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Patrick, and I drive this 2016 Nissan 370Z. It's the Nismo edition, and I love this car. But obviously, with every great car, there are things that, you know, just annoy you. So right now, we're just looking for a spot where there won't be any people. There's a lot of people outside, but I am not going near any of them. So I'm just gonna cruise around until I find a nice quiet area where I can get out of the car for a few minutes. It looks like I've been adopted by a local car club. I was just driving to the mall to see if there were any spots where there weren't any people, and all of a sudden an orange 350Z pulls up to me and tells me they're going on a cruise. So here I am. So while I'm driving with this group, I want to talk about the first thing on my list, and that is the clutch. This isn't something I can show you, obviously, so why not talk about it while I'm driving? This car has the loudest clutch I think I have ever experienced in a car. It clunks, it clunks, it just makes noises, it chatters all the time. And I know it's completely normal, so it's not like it's a big deal. It's just something that is always on my mind, you know? It's like people can hear it outside the car. If you pull up to a stop sign or a red light and you push in the clutch to stop, it makes a sound. It chatters. And I don't really like that. It's not a deal breaker. It doesn't hinder the driving experience. I just don't really like it. You really have to ride the clutch going from neutral to first gear and then into second gear. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth gear, you're fine. This car just sounds so good. All right, guys, I think we found a spot. There are some other cars way over there, but that's because Target's open. But this seems like a pretty quiet area and a good spot to talk about some things on the outside of the car that I want to mention. The first thing, or I guess the second thing, we already talked about the first thing. So the second thing that I don't love about this car is that it's been the same car for 10 years. A little more, since 2009. The bumpers have changed for the 15 plus Nismo, which actually makes a big difference. I think the bumpers, the wheels, the side skirts are an upgrade that this car needed, and it just gives it more of a modern, aggressive look that this car had been lacking for quite a while. Aside from the bumpers and, you know, the aero kit and the wheels, the body, the interior, everything else about this car is exactly the same as it was in 2009 when it first came out. In addition to appearance, the engine, the 3.7 liter V6 engine is exactly the same. It produces the same power. It's just the same engine, it's the same car. But I think this car looks great. I don't think it looks any worse than its competitors, even though those competitors have been redesigned once, if not twice, since this car came out. But where the age of this car really bugs me is inside the car. It's the instrument cluster. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I like the 3-pod design, but what I don't like is what's going on over here. This screen is so dated. It looks so old. It's just orange and pixely, and you can't really configure anything. You can show the temperature, you can show miles per gallon, things like that, but it just looks so old. It's got the information you need, but it doesn't look good. It looks really bad compared to any modern car. I don't mind the LED dots for fuel and temperature, but the screen, come on, that needs to be upgraded, Nissan, you know it. Aside from the instrument cluster, there's really nothing wrong with the interior of this car. I don't think it looks bad. It's got Alcantara everywhere. The updated Nismo anyways has these really nice Recaro seats. Let's see. So we're gonna skip one thing that I'm gonna go back outside for, but something that is really annoying on the inside of this car that does affect usability to an extent is the cup holder. Yes, I'm gonna talk about the cup holder in a sports car. At first glance, it may be fine. I get it, whatever. Gotta have your hand sandy. It's a cup holder, it holds cups. What it doesn't hold are large bottles at all, which is fine. I mean, it's a Yeti, it's not small, but it just doesn't fit whatsoever. But that's fine. I don't care that it doesn't hold my water bottle. What the issue is the placement. This is directly where your arm goes when you're shifting. So if you can see, this is my shifter, this is my arm. If there's any cup in here at all, it gets in the way immediately. Shifting is now awkward. You have to bring your arm over here and push it and pull it into gear. It's just not good. I don't know why it's there, but that's where it is, and I never use it. There's some in the door as well, but I don't know who uses door cup holders. It seems dangerous. So for the last couple things, we did that, all that. So we're gonna go, actually, there's one more thing on the inside. The steering wheel. The steering wheel is great. It's cool. It's got Alcantara on the sides, which, you know, some people don't like. It gets dirty and wears out quick. But what I don't like is the fact that this steering wheel does not telescope. And by that, I mean, you can't pull it, you can't push it. Where it is right now is where it is. The only way to get closer to the steering wheel or farther from the steering wheel, depending on your height, is to move the seat. And then that can mess up, you know, where your body position is in relation to the pedals. It moves up and down. It does not go in or out. It is something that most cars have now, and that's just another sign of this car showing its age. Now, the last thing that really bothers me about this car is the sound. Every sports car has an identifiable exhaust note from the factory. This car does not. You're gonna sound just like every other car driving down the street. And it's kind of deceiving and hard to know, because inside the car, it sounds good.
But it's just so quiet.
Now, with that being said, obviously the first thing I did when I bought this car is I ordered an axle-back exhaust from AAM. All it does is deletes the muffler on the car, so you just have two straight pipes coming back from the axle, but it sounds amazing. Granted, it's probably too loud to come from the factory, but it deserves a sound. It's a great looking car. It's been around. The Z has been around for so long. In my opinion, they killed it on the design of this car, but it just needs a note. So there is one more thing on the exterior of this car that I don't like at all. It's so small, it's not a big deal, but it's something that I really don't like. And that is these little fender flares. They just don't look good. They make the car look funny, I think. What do you guys think? I've seen a lot of people take these off. Do you like these? Would you take them off? They're very easy to take off. I don't know why I haven't yet. I've been meaning to, but they're just, I don't know. I guess they're not that bad, but I think the car would look a lot nicer if this just... One other thing that I want to touch on that to me is not a big deal at all. I don't care. But one of the things that I see a lot of YouTubers and just owners in general, I don't want to say complaining about, but just mentioning, is that this car is slow. This car does have 350 horsepower. No, that's not as good as a lot of its modern competitors that have been updated within the past few years that are, high 300s into the 400s. But 350 horsepower is not that bad. The only thing that makes this car slow is the torque. This Nismo trim only has 276 pound-feet of torque. I don't think this car is slow per se, but I do not think this is a straight line car. Other than the Civic Type R, I don't think this car really has any direct competition anymore. If you're buying this car, it's because you love this car. It's because you love the way it looks. Maybe you love the Z heritage, history of the brand within Nissan's brand. Maybe you just really think it's the best car that you can get for what you want, being rear-wheel drive, decent power, and very mechanical to drive. That's the appeal of this car, and I love that about this car. I hope there's nobody outside because talking to my camera makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know why. It just does. We're home, guys. That was so much fun. I love driving this car. As much as you love your own car or any other car, there will always be little things about the car that you might not like, and that's why I made this video. I don't hate this car. I don't really hate anything about this car, but there are a few things that I don't really love about this car, but overall, this car is amazing. It's so fun to drive on the road, on the track, anytime. I know when I was looking for this car, there wasn't really much info out there. These aren't super common cars, especially in the Nismo trim. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. If you didn't know, this is my first video, so it really means a lot to me that you're here right now watching. If there's anything else you want to see about this car or just something completely different, leave it in the comments below. I'm going to be reading those comments a lot so I can make videos that you all really want to watch. I'm sure you know the deal already, but if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon.